Wood smoking all my dragons, divine, righteous, almighty greats, overachieving, never slacking. Today we are flying over to Liverpool, and I know absolutely nothing about Liverpool. So this is definitely going to be a big learning experience for me as far as things to do in Liverpool, right? So this is 10 best things to do in Liverpool. Ultimate, what does that say? Ultimate travel. And of course, I can only see the ultimate travel part because my Internet Explorer is not up. So, ultimate travel, right? With that being said, let's dive right into it. Here we go. Liverpool.
Liverpool is a maritime city in the northwest of England, where the River Mersey meets the Irish Sea. A key trade and migration port from the 18th to the early 20th century, it's also famously the hometown of the famous group The Beatles. Liverpool is considered to be a capital of
Shout out to the Beatles. I actually have some Beatles reactions if you guys want to go check that out. But yeah, Beatles are awesome, right? So, I didn't know that. That's great.
culture in both England and Europe, with numerous art galleries, museums, and attractions to interest all the family. Before we get into the top 10 things to do in Liverpool, we've included links in the description to various discount codes, and links to resources of things to do, so make sure you check.
The way the streets are set up from that sky view right there reminds me of Soho in Manhattan for sure. Like I definitely see a similarity there. It looks like I'm looking down. I used to work in Soho, so it looks like I'm looking down at Soho right now. That's nice.
Check those out.
Shout out to Liverpool.
At number 10 is Tate Liverpool and the historic Albert Dock. Liverpool is famous for its art collections, and Tate Liverpool is one of the most well-known galleries. Tate Liverpool features work from the Tate Collection that showcases British art from the 16th century to the present day, specializing in contemporary and modern art. The gallery stands on the historic Albert Dock, a heritage site that is a great place to find entertainment and food, as well as explore the well-preserved history of this maritime city. Number 9 is St. John's Beacon Viewing Gallery, the Radio City Tower. The Radio City Tower is Liverpool's world-famous radio tower. Built in 1969, it is over 400 feet tall, and originally had a revolving restaurant at the top.
That is really nice. I know the view from up top looks amazing. I know people probably go up there for photo shoots all the time. Instagram, Facebook showing off. I mean, even looking at Liverpool, it looks like such a beautiful place. So that 360 or 360 degree panoramic view, 400 feet above the city, has to be breathtaking.
Today, there is an observation deck open for visitors, and you can take an elevator to the top for some of the best panoramic views of the city, and to stand in a historic piece of Liverpool. At number 8 is the Hop-on Hop-off Bus Liverpool. The Hop-on Hop-off Bus Liverpool is the best way to see all you want in this large port city, home to stunning architecture, world-class museums, and great attractions. From the Cavern Quarter to the historic Albert Dock, hop on and off whenever you like, at all of Liverpool's best, most convenient locations for sightseeing. Each bus is equipped with panoramic windows and an informative live guide, giving helpful commentaries along the route. Number 7 is the Cavern Club. The Cavern Club is very famous in the music scene as the home of the Beatles during their early years. This underground cellar originally opened in 1957 as a jazz club, and quickly became the hub of rock and roll during the 1960s.
I know there's a lot of upcoming artists who probably love when they get gigs in that place because, I mean, the Beatles, you got a lot of the greats that were that clearly performed at this spot. So, as an up and coming artist, whether a band or just a singer, that's gotta feel like you already made it in a sense. And, to perform here, to get booked here. So I wonder, like, for those that are from Liverpool, do they have a lot of up and coming artists that come and get booked at this venue?
The Beatles performed at the Cavern Club nearly 300 times in 2 years.
Ooh.
Visit the new Cavern Club to take a photo by the stage, or to catch an act following in the footsteps of the famous.
Oh wow, they got a lot of people. Adele, wow, 300 times in about 2 years. That's a lot.
4. At number 6 is the Magical Beatles Museum. Visit one of the largest singularly owned authentic Beatles collections in the world, in the heart of their hometown, Liverpool. See vintage clothes, letters, telegrams, posters, flyers, jewelry, and get close to authentic instruments, like George Harrison's guitar and Ringo's snare drum, combining a fantastic audiovisual experience with a huge collection of memorabilia. The Magical Beatles Museum will inspire thousands of Beatles fans looking to learn even more, right in the place where it all started. Number 5 is Sefton Park. Sefton Park is one of Liverpool's largest public parks. With almost 250 acres, this Grade 1 listed site provides an abundance of wonderful green spaces. Kids will love the huge playground and multiplay area, while those enjoying horticulture can explore the Victorian Palm House, which is home to Liverpool's botanical collection. There are also caves and waterfalls to discover if you're feeling adventurous.
Wow, Liverpool seems really beautiful. See, I had no knowledge about Liverpool beforehand. You know, I'd always know about cities like, of course, London, and you hear a little bit about Manchester. I mean, as far as my personal experiences, like it's usually just London, London, London. As far when you hear about Britain or England. But Liverpool looks like it would definitely be a big vibe for me, for sure. It's a little reminiscent of the parts of Manhattan that I liked. You know, like Central Park. Like this park looks like it's just kind of in the middle of Liverpool, and it has over 200 acres, which is just incredible. And then that, you know, like I said, with that scene with the drone looking over from the beginning, it gave me vibes of Soho. Then you hear about the museums and the things that they have. It reminds me of Soho even more. So and this is not to, I know some people are probably like, oh, why you got to compare our city? But I mean, Liverpool obviously is its own city, and it's obviously beautiful because it's Liverpool. But me being someone who has never left America, naturally I kind of just do that sometimes. When I get excited about something, I kind of just try to relate to it the best that I can. So it's no disrespect to anybody. Like I'm just trying to compare, and no. It just reminds me of things that are in my heart. That's all. So no offense to anyone out there.
At number 4 is Liverpool Cathedral. Liverpool Cathedral is Britain's largest church. This magnificent neo-Gothic building was designed by Sir Giles Gilbert Scott and is an absolutely stunning piece of architecture. The cathedral is free to enter and look around. However, the tower and audio tour is highly recommended. Travel to the top of the tower on the Tower Experience and enjoy unrivaled panoramic views from 500 feet above sea level.
Oof.
Number 3 is the Merseyside Maritime Museum. The Merseyside Maritime Museum is located on the historic Albert Dock and is the best place to go to learn about Liverpool's industrial and maritime history. The museum celebrates Liverpool's international importance, connecting Britain to many other nations and cultures. At the museum, you can learn about Liverpool's role in immigration, with many people traveling to America from Liverpool, as well as the famous ship Titanic, which had strong links to its registered city of Liverpool. At number 2 is the Liverpool...
See, I didn't know all that. I didn't know, like with the Titanic, I didn't know none of that information. Dang, I am learning a lot watching these videos. I tell ya, I'm about ready for one of those, you know, those questions for like a $1,000,000 or something. You know, in about a year, I'm gonna mess around going on one of them TV shows. Like, okay, ask me anything. I'm gonna hit them buttons. Where the Beatles from? Boop, Liverpool. Like, I might win $1 million one day because of YouTube. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all.
Liverpool FC Stadium Tour. A dominant football force for most of the 1970s and 1980s, Liverpool FC remains one of the world's most famous and best supported clubs. They played their home games at the wonderful Anfield Stadium that is north of the city centre. A tour of the stadium will reveal everything there is to know about the club's history. Plus, you'll get a glimpse inside the changing rooms, walk up the tunnel, and get to stand on the pitch itself. And at number 1 is the Mersey Ferry Cruise. The daily River Explorer cruise runs year-round and is a fantastic way for the whole family to see Liverpool's world-famous waterfront. The cruise offers unbeatable views of Liverpool's famous skyline, with an informative commentary guide to give you the facts as you go. Visitors will be captivated as the rich and fascinating history of this UNESCO World Heritage waterfront unfolds along the way. So that sums up our top 10 things to do in Liverpool. We hope you enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like, and if you're new here, feel free to subscribe. Until next video, have a great day.
Much love. Original link will be in the description. Overall, to be honest, guys, like Liverpool, without comparing to anywhere else, Liverpool itself just seems like a really cool place, honestly. Like, it seems like the type of place someone like me, for example, if I went to England, I would be like, oh, let me go to London, let me. But if I stopped somewhere like Liverpool, I'd be like, hold on. This is a really cool place, and it might even fit me more, right? Over 200-acre park I thought was incredible. They definitely, I mean, they're definitely known when you talk about the Beatles. I know, like, I used to work in also in Lincoln Square. If you've ever been there in Manhattan, very busy area. And not too far from there is the Dakota, which is like this very. I mean, you have to be on a whole nother level to live in somewhere like the Dakota. John Lennon used to live there with his wife, and that's actually where John Lennon got murdered in front of. It was also in the movie Rosemary's Baby, the 1960s movie. If you've ever seen Rosemary's Baby, but I used to sometimes after work, like, because it was when I was working there, it was around Halloween. So, I'm into like spooky stuff. So I remember walking over there and just checking it out. And that's interesting to me, because finding out, okay, this is where they're from. The Beatles are from Liverpool, seeing where they started, and then someone like John Lennon, I get to see where he started here, but at the same time, I've seen where he had his demise at, and it's just incredible to see how far he came and how much of a different, how people can just their whole lives can just be so different. It's just crazy. It's like someone could start somewhere, but they could end all the way over here across the pond in this whole other city. And I just think life is amazing like that. You never really know where you're gonna end up or who you're gonna become. So yeah, that's amazing. But also, as far as just it just looks like one of those places that you just go, and it seems like there'd be a lot of happy people there. To be honest with you, it seems like this is just how I feel. It feels like if I was there, I'd be like, oh, this is the people here are really nice. Um, yeah, it seems like a cool place. Not gonna lie. But with that being said, that was 10 best things to do in Liverpool. And let me also say, I would love to go into that radio tower. That would be awesome, and take pictures up there. That would be cool. That would be cool. Like, you guys got some cool stuff. Shout out to Liverpool, man. I can tell you guys are very prideful people, especially off of that reaction I did where you guys were singing at the stadium. And I can tell you guys are very united over there. And I definitely appreciate that type of energy. I think it's needed in the world, right? Just that love. It seems like a place you go to and you're like, oh man, I love Liverpool. I could be wrong. I could be completely wrong right now. Someone could comment on this like, kid, your whole assessment is off. Liverpool is not that. But that's just how I feel. I feel like it's a place where I would go, and it seems like there's a lot of good people. Just I don't know. Like, obviously I didn't see too much of the people, but for the Beatles to go back and perform, or to be performing there, what, 300 or 200 times or something like that, and some crazy amount of numbers, and all the, just it just gives off that it seems vibrant like that, like it kind of pulls you, like, hey, come check us out, come check us out. Doesn't seem like a deadbeat type of place, or they're not talking about it being crime ridden, or even though everywhere has their areas that are like, nah, you don't really want to go there, but overall it gives me those vibes of Soho. To be honest with you, if you've been to Soho, then let me know. Am I a little accurate with that? But so before I even wrap the video up, about Soho real quick, because if you don't know what Soho is like, it's very fashion oriented, like fashion, high designer. I'm not into stuff like that, right? But when I was younger and I worked at like Bloomingdale's, and where, like, I was just all over the place, and I was in Soho a lot, right? Back when I did used to wear like more stuff like that, but it just that's the vibes I got in the beginning, like right here.
Liverpool is a city. Liverpool is galleries, museums, various discount codes.
Like right here,
and link.
right? It just feels like you go there, you could like I would see some models around, like just a fashion show, things like that. It seems like they would have a lot of that going on out there. It definitely feels that way for sure. But with that being said, that was 10 best things to do in Liverpool. Shout out to all my Liverpool people. Original link in the description. And I will be back with more soon. Much love, yeah.